Paul Galaviz here, inventor of the new Infinium water pipe. And today I want to talk to you about my journey in inventing the new Infinium water pipe and everything that I went through to get to it, and hopefully you won't have to do the same thing. So these are all the things that I've tried, and basically it came back to the traditional water pipe, and most people that I talked to said the same thing. So I decided to focus my efforts on solving the problems of traditional water pipes, and therefore the Infinium was born. I have here a nectar collector, which is basically a vertical water pipe. You have a titanium nail and you use a torch to light it. It actually has water that goes inside there, and then you would touch this to your oil concentrates and actually use it like a water pipe. So I have a couple of those, one of them broke. And then you also have to make a stand, which I made this, which you can hold it this way or this. Then you have, again, for oils, ceramic type nails. You have titanium type nails. Then you have the carb caps that go on top of them, or you have fancier ones that have carb caps built in. Then you have this type of little contraption, which again, I'm a researcher. I go into everything. I find out everything I can about the product, the best way to use it, health-wise, everything. And this led me from one to another because one had a shortcoming and then another one had a shortcoming, and before I knew it, none of them were very good and all of them had a bunch of issues, and that's why Infinium came to be. So this is another piece I used a couple times and it's just really not worth it, but it's kind of cool little glass pieces. Then you have pipes. So this one happens to be a type that you can actually put water in. So it's still kind of harsh, but again, these are like the one hitters, they call them. So I've got a couple of these. Then you have your grinders, obviously. Then you have other types of dab rigs and doodads, and I pick up all kinds of these. You have mats. Then you have the tools that you use to scoop out the oil, things like that. Here's another little dry pipe. This is a little one hitter aluminum, and it all comes apart. Then from there, you go to what I call my electronic foray into this whole thing, and that's everything that requires electricity. So you have probably at the top end of the scales your vaporizers, and Volcano is probably the one that most people know. Pretty much you mention Volcano and anyone knows that name. It basically has an herb port. You put the herb in here, has a bag that you put on top, and hot air flows through this thing, fills the bag up, and then you actually take a hit off of the bag. And it's supposed to be the healthiest way to do it. And I don't dispute that, but you have to have power, and it's just you push a button, it's just not very interactive. So it sits a lot of the time. I mean, I have it, I used it for a while and just kind of sits around. Then you go into log vapes, again, another electronic form of a vaporizer. And this just has a heating element in it. And it's kind of cool. This was handmade, different types of wood. It requires another electronic piece to go with it to power it. Then you have different types of herb stems that actually go in here that you draw your material out with. So this is a 24/7 type unit. It has to be on pretty much all the time, or it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to warm up. The Volcano takes maybe 5 minutes, I think, tops, 4 to 5 minutes, depending on the temperature. Then I went into the portable vapes, and they've come a long way, but basically you have all types of fittings. You have your area where you put your juice. You have dry herb type skillets. There's all types of manner of these out there. I've got some fancy little hammer mods that I bought. Again, they require batteries, chargers. They get really nasty, dirty. Before we shot this, I got it all over myself. So again, kind of a mess, but for portability, I don't know, it's an option. But this is basically what I've gone through. I just wanted to let you see my journey, and hopefully you won't have to go through it. I mean, the traditional water pipe seems to be what everyone goes back to. It is what I use on a daily basis. I mean, bar none. I mean, all of this stuff just sits. It's in a box. So again, Paul with Infinium water pipe, and hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.